Good morning, Pulsakins. How are we doing today out there in crypto bloody land? Although we are seeing some green candles today, a little bit, not much, and yesterday. But are you guys feeling okay? Are you guys moving along in Rektember? What do you guys see in the sunglasses? On, off? I think off. Off looks more authentic for me, but they're fun to wear. So how you guys doing today, man? What's going on, everybody? Are we driving along? I know that a lot of the narrative right now is this is Rektember. So I figured it'd be a fun topic to kind of toss around today. Is everybody is calling for Bitcoin to crash down to like I've seen as low as $42,000. I mean, I don't know how accurate some of this TA is or fundamental analysis. I saw like even like Crypto Man ran today. I didn't watch the show. He was like, I'm selling all my crypto and going to this. So like I'm seeing it everywhere, right? It's just a lot of that Rektember narrative. And to their point, there has been more Septembers since crypto's been around that has been Rektember versus a Uptember, right? And so to their point, obviously that is a true narrative that plays out. But there have been outliers throughout this crypto asset class that were September did have a green candle on the monthly. So it's interesting. My thought process is though, is if everybody's calling for that and everyone thinks that we're going to get wrecked, and people are selling their crypto because of they anticipate Rektember. The masses are usually wrong, guys. That's the one thing I've learned in this crypto journey of mine is that the masses are almost always wrong. It's usually the contrarian opinion or play that you're going to do, the contrarian investment. It's usually, what opposite of what everyone is calling for. It's interesting. I've noticed that over and over and over again. And I feel like the market has a way of rinsing people because the market, that's what it does, right? Like that's its job. Its job is to rinse people who don't believe and reward the people who do believe. And whether it doesn't matter what asset you're in, obviously in this case, I think we're talking about more Bitcoin, Ethereum, the macro of crypto. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see on what it does. And I feel like we are seeing obviously we were going to see a sell-off no matter what in Bitcoin in the beginning of September, because that's the narrative and everyone is pushing the sell button on their crypto. So you're going to see some of that, obviously, but just because it's a self, realized profitation or prophecy that you did, like you brought it into existence because everyone's pushing sell. But I'd be interested to see how the second, third, fourth week line up this month. And man, I gotta tell you guys, I know I know I always say I'm bullish, long term. I see the greater picture, but man, I feel like Rektember narrative is going to be squashed. I feel like they're going to be wrong. Let's see. I could be wrong, and that's fine if I'm wrong, because then you have Uptember, right? Like you have the next month, and if I'm wrong, I also have some money on the side to accumulate the deeper prices if that were to take place. I don't mind accumulating these bottoms. I'm already so committed, man. I'll just keep accumulating until the time comes and we start rocketing off to the moon. So I don't know. You guys comment. Sorry about that, guys. Still getting over a cold. In fact, I didn't stream yesterday because my cough was so bad that I don't think I would have made it through the stream without coughing at least 100 times. It was horrible. So I was like, well, I'll take the day off and hopefully I can recover and come back and at least give a small stream the next day. And I feel like I'm okay. We'll see how it goes. But what are you guys' thoughts? Comment in the chat. If everyone's calling for Rektember, like, is this still going to come? I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's just another month, and we have already seen this cycle. Sami's pointed it out multiple times. Where like this part of the cycle has been a little bit longer than normal. So it'll be interesting to see if we go through the entire month of September. Another data point that I want to point out, and this is kind of, this is like the astrology stuff, right? But I like this stuff. Is that we have an eclipse on the third week of this month. I think it's the 18th, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys could correct me on that too. And then we also have another eclipse on like the 8th of October, and I think it was Hans I was watching. I think I mentioned this on my show a couple of days ago. He had mentioned how the between those two eclipse dates, if you go back 4 years into the last cycle and we'll look at those dates, that's when everything started moving to basically start going parabolic. And so if that holds true, maybe it's like somewhere, and I think Brizology's also pointed this out when he's done a lot of tweets around this data and this information. And I do believe, that our cycle, whether we buy or sell, the way we react sometimes is influenced by greater powers than we understand. And some of that is like obviously the full moon, eclipse cycles, all that stuff. It affects us. We're in my opinion, we're just made up of water and a spirit, and that stuff gets affected by the greater things up in space. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear it. But it'd be kind of fun to see between those two eclipses us take off and go to the moon. Not to the moon, but maybe where we can start seeing that momentum build up, and especially in altcoins, man. I would like to see that. I feel like I feel very strong that the market cycles hold true. Like if people ask me all the time, what's the most important things in crypto that I need to start learning? One, security, because there's no point in you going creating any amount of wealth or you storing any value in blockchain if you're just going to go rinse or scam. So that's like number one, right? And we go deep on to like how to use a Trezor hardware wallet, hidden passphrase, all that stuff. Using multiple wallets, all the stuff that goes along with security, even using a dedicated laptop, bookmarking all your front ends. But the second most important thing in crypto, or a piece of information that should be studied or learned or understood, is the cycle and how it works with crypto. Most people say, "Oh, it's around the Bitcoin halving." I don't believe that. I believe it's around the 4-year liquidity cycle and the presidential election, and that Satoshi Nakamoto just placed the Bitcoin halving during that time because he knew about it, he saw it, and he figured, "Oh, this would be a great time to insert the scarcity effect into Bitcoin." So, studying the cycles, understanding where we're at, where we're going, what potentially could happen. That's why we're calling for an altcoin season at the end of the year. The funny part was the pre-halving altcoin season was right on cue. It was right on cue with every other cycle, and we did it, and it was great because Pulse Chain did a 5x, Pulse X did a 7x, 7 to 9x. Ink did like something crazy, like an 18x. I don't know, something stupid. Hex didn't move a whole lot. I think Hex did like a 2 or 3x, which is fine. Maybe this next altcoin season will be Hex's turn. That's a saying in crypto, right? It's not your cycle; it's just your turn. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we hold true to the cycle, and we're like 95, 98% holding true to the cycle. I mean, and I could see a future where Trump gets in office. Interest rates are coming down. Obviously, I still believe a recession will come at some point, but it's not going to be without a massive pump, in my opinion. And I think everything, equities, stocks, bonds, real estate, obviously crypto, because we're the most volatile asset class, will all just rage pump towards the end of the year. And so it'll be interesting to see. And of course, it lines up with Richard Hart's court case. It lines up, with Ideally, if there's some clarity, maybe it comes back streaming, which I think would be massive. But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting to think about, guys. I think that, altcoins in general will start to move up a little bit moving into October. You look at any ecosystem right now, and they're all wrecked. Go look at AVAX. Go look at Phantom. Go look at, even Solana's getting a little bit wrecked right now. So it's been having some pullbacks. A lot of people are getting scared because there's a lot of VCs with unlocks next year. We'll see what happens. Be very interesting if we see that crowd, those degen crowd, that those people come over to Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain has memes. Like, guys, this is like, we have memes. This is why I don't throw hate at the meme creators, because that's what, in my opinion, really kicked off Solana. And you got the influencers too. The influencers got some pretty big bags. I mean, Randall Mar, he's got massive bags of Solana. And so he was shilling it all the way up until it started pumping. But man, all that transaction activity was all from the memes, guys. And so, like, let the memes thrive, let the memes go. I don't care what you think of the person, who's building around that meme. Even the Tang Gang, right? I have my thoughts and feelings about those guys, but I am happy they have their meme coins on our chain. I even own some of their meme coins. People like Matty Allen, like I saw a lot of hate for him, man. I put some money into his meme coin. Not a lot, but I like putting these little bullets here and there to see what happens. I'm gonna put some money into Crypto 7's meme coin. Right? He's got a little thing that he's got coming on. I like his narrative where he's trying to onboard the racing community into Pulse Chain. I mean, yeah, by buying his coin, sure, I could see why you guys are kind of against that and why you're hating on memes. But man, just look at Solana. It really was what created all the transaction volume in Solana, was all that memes, man. It was crazy. And it's just, we're not seeing a marketplace. And I hope this shifts, because I'm a utility guy. I love utility, right? I'm coming from real estate. I'd love to see a market shift and kind of really give the bid to the utility stuff. But, we're not seeing it yet. And if it happens, great. I own some utility stuff. Obviously, I'm mainly RH assets, right? But I would like to see that. I'm not the hugest meme guy, but I'm going to accumulate some of them for fun. I'm going to accumulate some of them because I want to make money. I'm not here to be right or wrong, guys. I'm here just to make money. That's plain and simple as that. I'm not here to have an ego and point fingers and like, oh, you're creating this meme coin. I mean, yeah, I do have feelings about certain creators, but that has nothing to do with the meme coin. Like, it just doesn't, right? I'll give you a story. I mean, I can't stand the creator of Titan X. Can't stand him. I've witnessed him pump and dump on his private community. I witnessed him, do some very unethical things. I don't want to get too deep on the show about it, but just very bad things. I can't stand the guy. But I saw the FOMO and the narratives and all this buildup when his protocol launched, that I knew that there was money to be made over there, just because of all the people from Pulse Chain going over there, Hex, and I get it. I don't want them going over there either, right? Like, I want them here saying, but I can't control the market. I can't. But I was like, man, screw it. I'm gonna go and put some money over there, make money. And I did. I put some money over there. I made a bunch of money, and I brought it back to Pulse Chain. So I was like, that's a good example of, like, I don't have to like the creator to get involved in his protocol or meme. And it's the same thing on some of these memes on Pulse Chain. So, I mean, keep that in mind, guys. Allow these guys to build. Allow these guys to launch stuff. Yeah, there'll be scams. Do I hate the scammers? Of course. Do I hate the guys who pull liquidity? Of course. All this stuff is bad. But, like, let them do their thing, because look at Solana, man. Every other coin's a freaking rug pull, and they have the freaking highest transaction volume of all the ecosystems. And it's wild, right? I would love to see us get some activity like they're getting. So that was kind of a rant off and left field there. But yeah, go ahead and comment, guys, what you're thinking of Rektember versus Uptember. Uptember versus Rektember. Where do you think it's going to be at? What's up, Red Squirrel? How you doing, my friend? Man, you're like always first. I've noticed that. Like, every time I come to the chat, it seems like you're always either first or second, but I think most times you're first. So, Ruth, what's going on? Good afternoon from the UK. Yeah, you're like in the future from us. We're at 12:18 p.m. here. So, Hex Monkey, what's up, bro, man? Hang on through Rektember, everyone. Is it going to be Rektember, bro? I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's calling for it, man. I just know like the market has a way of doing the opposite of what everyone thinks it's going to do. And maybe it does do it. Maybe it gets completely wrecked. Bitcoin goes at a 42K. Ethereum goes to 1800. Pulse chain goes down and makes, I think what they talked about, like Pip Sniper and Hans, it could touch like 4027. Pulse X could hit 4012, I think it's be the same. And I can't remember where Hex would go. I think Ink was like $1.18. Maybe we go down and do that. I mean, hey man, I'm ready to DCA that number if we go down there and we do that. But I don't know, man. I'll believe it when the charts tell me. And it's in our ecosystem, we kind of hit that, three for pulse chain 4 zeros, 3 1, 3 2, and we kind of floating sideways. So we'll see. I know these are very critical areas. If you guys watch Pip Sniper, I'd recommend watching his stuff on YouTube. And why I really like this guy is because he's an outside trader. Okay, I'm not a trader, although I do play some of the meme coins to build my main bags. Very small amounts, but like he's an outside trader that does this professionally, and he does it in all these different ecosystems: XRP, Quant, or that's the name of it. I think it's well, all these different cryptos, right? And he sees our ecosystem from a very unbiased perspective because he doesn't have all the emotional baggage that we all got here. We all have these biases, and we always, some of us think this way and others think that way. Like he don't have that. He's looking at our charts from a very non-emotion perspective, whatever that, I don't know what the name of that would be, but like looking at our charts from a perspective of just no emotion, and he sees opportunity. He's like, oh shit, look at that Pulse X chart. That looks like it's gearing up for 100x. I'm going to put money over here and I'm going to start doing TA on this. And he starts tracking it. And I like that we have an outside person who's a professional trader looking inside without biases or motion and seeing opportunity. That speaks massive effing volumes, guy. That's massive. You don't understand how big that is. Another one was that, what's his name? Understanding Crypto. That's the name of him on Twitter. And he's another one that's outside our ecosystem. He's just a trader. He does all the fibs and LEO waves, and he just sees value where our price charts are at right now and the structures they're forming. You go watch one of their streams. You can't help but to walk away from watching that stream and feeling 100 times better because these guys just don't have the emotional baggage that we got. So go look. I mean, Hans is another good one too, in my opinion. Even Hans is in our ecosystem. I feel like he does a great job of keeping the emotion away from the investing. So I feel like he's not afraid to tell me or us, the audience, when he's bearish or how long this could stay at a bottom for, or how much lower could we go. Like he's not afraid to tell us that, and I welcome that. I want that. I don't want unrealistic expectations. This is the perfect place to DCA. We should go up from here, and then we go down another 20 or 30%. Give me the probabilities that we are going to go down 20 or 30% before you tell me to DCA. I don't know. Kind of a little rant there, but find the guys outside the ecosystem who are paying attention to us. Ones that are not just fudding out of emotion. That's another emotion. They fud out of hate. I'm not talking about those guys, but the guys who are like professional traders, and they see our charts. That's all they look at. They look at our charts and they see everything they need to see. And they're like, holy shit, what are all these guys? What's wrong with these guys? What's wrong with all these people on Twitter? I'm throwing all my money in. I mean, it speaks volumes, guys, when we have people outside the community coming in and pointing to us like that. Excuse me. Crypto Joe, what up? Good morning. Good morning. Feeling great. Yeah, me too, man. I'm feeling absolutely amazing. Besides this cough, I'm actually kind of over the cold we got. I got it from my daughter. She started school about a month ago, and of course, she's 3, and her immune system is not built up like most of us. And of course, she's been catching cold after cold, and she got over this cold a lot quicker than I did. She brought it home, gave it to me, and then I caught it, and then she's fine now, and she's in school today. Just got to build that little immune system up for her. But I'm feeling amazing, man. Absolutely pumped for this month. I'm pumped for the remainder of the year. I'm pumped for this community. Love every single one of you guys. You guys make the show. You guys make the community. You guys make the asset. The community is the asset, not the code. I can't take responsibility for that. That's Sami that says that, but it's so effing true. Yeah, man. I believe. Me too, bro. You just got to step back. You got to step back and look at the grand picture, right? And just be careful, guys. Stop giving your money away to other stuff. You can play around with a lot. Like, here's the thing. I know I talked about meme coins a little bit. I talked about other protocols. I don't go. So out of my entire crypto portfolio, I follow very strictly on the Sami rule, the 90-10. So be very careful right now. There's a lot of stuff with some green candles that you could end up tripping into. And the last time this happened, I guess I'll just talk about it. The last time Titan X was instilling all the FOMO into our community, and our community was selling their bags to go over to Titan X. And I'm talking about like people were capitulating 100% of their bags. 100% were going over to the Titan X community. That marked the bottom last year. The absolute bottom. We pumped like crazy afterwards. That's where things started really rage pumping in our ecosystem, is when those events. In fact, I can go back on the price chart and show you when it happened. In fact, there was a big whale who capitulated like, I don't know, it was like $500,000 of RH assets, went over to Titan X, and like literally the next day, it was like the next day, there was a wallet that brought over a lot of economic energy and started pumping the price. So be careful, guys. It's fun to play with this stuff. Look, don't go buying green candles or chasing green candles. Will never condone that, but it's okay to go and play lotteries, right? Like I said, I believe in the Sami 90-10 rule, and I will play, no more up to than 10% of my total economic value of my portfolio. In fact, I'm probably way less than that. If I go and compare, it's probably more like 5% of my total portfolio is in other, non-RH stuff. In fact, I'm going to look at it today and see exactly what is that ratio. But that way if something pops, you're not missing out. You got a piece of the action, and that way you're also not getting wrecked at the same time. And you're itching that itch because you're like, oh man, I feel like I should go over here and participate. Great, go do it, but do it responsibly, and then you can scratch that itch, right? Scratch that itch, and then still participate and the stuff we believe in. So crypto isn't going to die, and nowhere else can you make these type of gains. Facts, man. Wealth creation. It simply comes down to how big your balls are and how patient you are. That is a fact, man. You got to put your balls on the table, and they're going to get smacked multiple times before the reward comes. So it's so true, man. What are your thoughts on Trump's mentioning his endeavors with the governance token, but more importantly, mentioning Ethereum? And man, it's all bullish because it's all crypto related, in my opinion. We'll see exactly what the mechanics are of the governance token that he's talking about. It's DeFi. I saw the stable coin thing. We'll see. I don't know how interested I'd be investing in some of the stuff myself if he had like a more speculative part of his protocol that he's got. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously, if you get in and get a good pricing, maybe you can make some money there, especially if you win as a presidency, right? That's what you'd be speculating on. But I think you being in crypto period right now is you speculating on him winning the presidency. I believe we'll stay true to the cycle, even if Harris wins. we'll still have our pump and we'll still do what the cycle is telling us to that we normally do. But I think it's just like literally probably a 10x difference in the size of the pumps that the entire ecosystem of crypto receives by having him in office. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong, guys. Be totally wrong, but that's what I feel like. Good day, sir. My dream is to make it in Pulse Chain and retire with my family in Puerto Rico. Also, hope to see you someday. Come on, man. Come on down here. But let me clarify something for you. If you're moving out here for the tax benefit, you have to make the gains on the island. So if you come out here and your portfolio is worth, let's say, $1 million, just for easy math, and you invested 100K, say you invested 100K here in these lows, right? And you got yourself a 10X and you're trying to come out here next year, and it's worth $1 million now. Well, they're going to tax you on that 900K when you're entering the island. It's called being pregnant with crypto. So you have to make the gains on the island. Now, that 1 million does another 10X and goes to 10 million. Well, then you're still only paying taxes on 900K, because that was the difference when you came pregnant with crypto. The delta now from when you sell while you're here, that's the part that's sheltered. So just keep that in mind. If you're preparing for next cycle, that could absolutely be a play. Maybe like you get some massive gains out here. I give us massive gains in your Pulse Chain ecosystem, and then you move out here in the next bear market, which would be the perfect time to move out here, and then you can start your accumulation in the bottom of the bear. That'd be the ideal plan. So, Mr. Hero, your input, mucho appreciate. Thank you, Condor. Appreciate you, man, for being here. You're the true hero. Yo, Mackie, what's up, my man? Yes. Rounded in hex. Nobody's giving any code. You live together, so you're exposed to the same toxin. This is very true, man. It's very true. I'm going through a very, speaking of toxins, going through a very rigorous diet change to basically expel all toxins from my body. Excuse me, guys. So I am passionate about my health. The 4 pillars that I live by is spiritual, mental, physical, and then financial. Financial's got to be there. But man, this year is one of the main focuses, because obviously we're sitting in a very lull time period for the financial part. So why not focus on these other 3? And so I'm really focusing on health. That is where I'm diving. I am diving deep. I'm doing a liver cleanse right now. It's something I'm very, very passionate about. Learning a lot too. It's a lot of, maybe one of these days I'll do a show and break down a lot of the things that I'm doing. That could be a fun show. I don't know how many people would watch and attend it, but it would be fun. PTGC to $1. Shilling the green candles there, huh? Vidian Hex. I don't know, man. Wait for a pullback before you shill. Bro, October, November, December, it don't matter. Moon time soon. We'll all be exciting with 1,000x between May and August. Month to month don't matter. Rektember, October. It don't matter if end goes. What matter. I agree with that. But although you do want to know at the very least when there is downward pressure in sight for your DCAs. That's what I like to know, because I will be prepared for a DCA in Rektember. If we get a Rektember, if we go down and touch those levels I talked about earlier, I'm gonna throw a chunk of cash out there. It's not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all speculation. I want to do it with my money. Has nothing to do what you guys with your money. You can go buy stocks and bonds, like somebody always says. Go buy Solana. I don't know, whatever. I don't own any Solana, but that's what I'm talking about. So good info. Thanks. Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Everything Thailand today. I've been to Thailand a few times in my earlier single years. This time next year, we're all going to be super duper extra stacked. Could be. Make sure you sell. Got to be realized gains, not unrealized gains. Bro, I do say it every single day. I like that method, man. It's not a bad method. In fact, if you watch, what's his name? He's a Hex guy out of like the UK. Very soft-spoken, mild-mannered, Damn, can't think of his name right now, but he talks about how when Hex first launched, that's what he did. He just did like $200 a day. That's all. That was his strategy. He did that for an entire year, and he did okay. He did okay. So it's definitely that way. You don't got to try to like figure out, you know, where the dips are at, when we're pumping, all that. Heck, Huddle Dog, that was it. Huddle Dog. I want to make sure we give credit where credit's due. That was Huddle Dog's strategy when Hex launched, and he did extremely well. So yeah, man, those are my favorite four. I also own a little bit of eHex. I know it's controversial. I know the OGs hate it, and that's why I own it. We'll see. We'll see. Could be the worst move or one of the best moves. I don't care. It's my money. I'm going to spend it where I want. And yeah, I own some eHex too. It's not nearly as big as my PHEX bag. Let me right about this. You know, I do kind of treat it like a meme coin. So, but I feel like eHex, man, dude, if it catches a serious bid, it's over. It is over. Bags are packed, massive bag. Yeah, mine too, man. I'm totally comfortable. Like if we went to the moon right now, like I'm cool. Ideally, like I always want more. Like, and so if we get a Rektember, I'll be DCAing. And if we don't, I don't know, I'll probably still DCA. Right? Because we're not gonna like shoot up. We're not gonna shoot up, you know, a 5x through September, regardless. So like either way, it'll be probably a good DCA month. Yeah, me too, man. I love these prices. Keep them down here. I'll tell you guys, I never imagined or could even fathom thinking about the size of my bag and how much coins I own when Pulse Chain. Sorry, guys. When Pulse Chain first launched, would have never dreamed about my bags being this size in all the assets. And that's because I've had this opportunity to be able to DCA these lows and get down here and buy when stuff was cheap and have the time. Because like obviously if we'd have mooned a year ago, I didn't, you know, that's a whole year of income or revenue that I bring in for my business that I couldn't have put in to the ecosystem. So it gave me time to make money in the real world and better prices. There's a double whammy there. eHex, I'm over 50 million. Love eHex. Man, I'm probably, yeah, if I look at all my stakes, I'm definitely not that on liquid. I tell you that. Be interesting to, yeah, see what all my stakes. If I had all my stakes up, I have a whole bunch of HSIs that I collected back in the day during the auctions, which is cool because I got the fork, and I even got them. I was paying like a half penny or even less cost basis on the hex back then. Like that's the deals we're getting in there, and I collected enough to be a dolphin as far as T shares are concerned. And you guys know how I feel about long staking, but that was like, okay, this is my bet if you know, that long staking does pan out, and it gives me a little flexibility too, where I can sell those HSIs. If ICOSA ever gets a nice pump, you're able to trade it in for ICOSA. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it is. I'm maybe not quite that much, but yeah. All right, just didn't say nothing bad about eHex. Yeah, I agree, man. He was just saying he made a comment, but I mean the market all took it a certain way. So I'm cool with 5x, but I don't. But it's going to be a lot more than that. I believe it's going to be too, man. I do. Still making PHEX stakes every day, bro. Are you making them like where they come out every day? Careful of that, man. That can be a real tedious. I know Trayvon did that strategy. I think he did that where he made a hex stake coming due every single day. That's just wild, man. I don't want to have to be committed to where I have to go to my computer every single day. Like I want to go on vacation for 2 weeks and not even bring my crypto laptop. Like that's freedom. Like that's crazy, man. I wouldn't want that, but to each their own. I got 2 million EHS staked in Daytona. Oh, nice, man. I love it. You got one HSI at 117. I remember it. Yeah, man. I remember I got some real steal of a deal in those markets, man. It was insane. And it was like at the right time. And like we haven't seen the HSIs get kicked back up again. I mean, there's been ones here and there that go to auction. And I think that will that will get reunited again when Alex comes with his, Icosa and Hedron version 2 or whatever. But man, the other cool part about Axis is not only the price, but like these stakes were created like a year before. Some of them a little bit, or however long Hedron was out for, or yeah. So these stakes had some time served already, and then now there's more time served. So I go in there and look, it's like 3-4 years, maybe 3 years time served on them. So that there's value in that too. There's value in how much time you're moving along. Because as you guys know, if you even go to half of your stake length served, you can get all your principal back if you want to unstake it. And so like I think I'm almost like halfway to that mile marker. There's some value in that, in my opinion. Yeah, so it's cool. Take it every day. Man, you're crazy, bro. Woo! I would not want that, man. And I would also give some thought, man. When I do make stakes, which is not very often, because I just, I'm gonna get rich this market cycle. I'm already rich, but I'm gonna get really rich this market cycle. Like, think about the cycles, man. I don't think they're ever gonna change. They might change in volatility, yes, but I think there's always going to be a 4-year cycle because of the liquidity cycles. I don't want Hex coming out when it's 90% down, 99% down, even 70% down. I only want my Hex coming out when they're around a time that it's pumping. So I'd keep that in mind too, man. Nobody talks about that shit. When they were creating, put it on your birthday, put it on your anniversary, man. Dude, are you not studying cycles? Are you not studying how this stuff works? Give that some thought. I mean, you're doing it daily, so it's like, I don't know if you're doing it daily, so that's crazy. But yeah, can't get enough hex sticks. I agree, man, but I'd rather stack them all up and put it on like around the 4-year cycles. Yeah, and that too. Yeah, some of them have some Hedron multipliers, man. I got some stellar deals. Like, I literally, guys, I remember my first one. I was on the HSI auctions. And I was in there, man, for 15 hours, striking out. My wife thought I was crazy. And then all of a sudden, I remember I won one that had 70 at the time. I don't remember how much Hex was. It had $70,000 of equity built in that I had gotten for free, basically. It was insane. After 15 hours of being at it, I finally scored one, and I was screaming and jumping. And of course, I was celebrating. It's like scoring on a good real estate deal, right? Like you're flipping a house. So you made 70 grand. And I was just like, it was insane. My wife thought I was crazy. She's like, what's going on? Da, da, da. And I told her, and man, yeah. So that was the first of many, because I was like, okay, this works. Now I've got proof of concept. Once I got proof of concept, I mean, man, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to start going deep. I'm going to start, and it just took a lot of time. But it was the rewards were worth. I think we'll get another opportunity for that. Like I said, whenever he does launch the V2, and so if you guys are looking for some, deep discounted hex stakes, that might be another opportunity you can get them. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly what his new protocol is going to entail. So, bro, I farm everywhere. AH assets, earn garbage, dump the garbage from where I love it. It's a great strategy, man. Stakes are set to each cycle. That's good. You are thinking about some of the cycle stuff. Okay, good. None in between. Oh, I love it. Yes, man. That is, man. There was no influencers, and I still don't see him talking about it. I don't. About the 4-year cycle and integrating. Okay, I get it. You want to hit stake hex. I get it. Right? But man, do it cleverly. Like do it with some thought behind it. Not, it's my wife's anniversary. That's dumb. It's just dumb. My wife looked too good, man. You got her making all these hex days. Yeah, Alex is gonna. Yeah, dude, I love Alex, man. He's working on a really serious upgrade for Pulse Chain. It's infrastructure piece component to the ecosystem that I don't fully understand. It's not my shtick, right? But like, infrastructure is what we want to keep building on and improving on, and he's doing that, man. That guy's he's a smart dude, man. I'm glad he's in our community, and it's amazing. Do you see Hex hitting 50 cents anytime soon? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about anytime soon. Not this year. I mean, maybe next year during all the if we see So here's the thing. So if we see all the rocket engines get ignited that I talk about on the stream, I'll go over them again before we call it a day here. One, Ethereum, ETF starts catching a massive bid, right? Right now we have Grayscale selling down ETH in the tune of billions. We need to see ETH, hit, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, maybe even 16,000 would be crazy, right? But even like 10,000 would be amazing. Somewhere in that area. It doesn't have to be right at that number. That's one. Because we know about, no one talks about this either, two wallets that own 318,000 Ethereum. It's not 170,000, guys. It's two wallets that own 318,000 Ethereum. The other one's Godwell. Godwell likes to buy our stuff. Remember that. Okay. So ETH ETF catching a proper bid. Two, clarity around the SEC case. Obviously him getting dismissed at the end of the year. It won't be October, guys. That's when the evidence gets permitted. Excuse me. End of the year, SEC case gets dismissed. That is rocket thruster number 2. Rocket thruster number 3 is already streaming. I will argue till I'm blue in my face. We need leadership. Everything in life needs leadership. It's just the way it works. Business, CEOs, the different communities. I got it. Satoshi's not around no more, but he was in the early days, and that was the only cryptocurrency there was back then. You need leadership. Pound the drum, rally the troops, get everyone behind them, and that's massive. I think actually that's more massive than the ETH ETF. I really do. But like him streaming, oh my God, it's massive. So there's rocket thruster number 3. Rocket thruster number 4 is privacy pools coming to Pulse Chain. We've already seen testnet before. They're testing some of this stuff. We'll see if it comes over. We saw an update in PulseX just recently from the same wallet that's testing the privacy over on testnet before. I think it's massive for Wells coming over. Wells don't like being front run, and we have that problem in Pulse Chain. And so it's being created out of necessity, and it allows bigger players to come on the ecosystem. That's rocket thruster number 4. Rocket thruster number 5, which I recently added, is Donald Trump winning the election. You have all those line up in synchronicity together. It doesn't have to be at the same time, right? But like over this cycle, then you're going to probably get your 50 cent hex. And then some. I believe that. Like, it's not financial advice. This is, what I speculate with my money. I don't know where it's going. How could I know? But I feel like that's a very probable outcome if all those things play out. So the cool part is if Hex makes an all-time high on the price chart, man, can you imagine the haters? Can you imagine the glory he would get? Man, that would solidify Hex as a multiple cycle asset that is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Like, that would do it. That would absolutely do it. If he wanted the glory, the things that he talks about, that is one way of doing it, is just putting Hex over an all-time high. Could be P Hex or E Hex. Yeah, I would love to see E Hex to it, because then what would P Hex be at? Oh my God. Geez. If E Hex went over 55 cents, man, P Hex was at $1.50. Who knows, man? Oh God, it'd be a wild ride. That's for sure. Everyone complains. Everyone is down in the bear market. When the market flips green, it's not going to stop exit points at a very point. I agree. What's up, Paul Sachs? How you doing, man? Firewall showed us how to stake properly in 2021. Corey was just the first to recognize it. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, no one else talks about cycles and integrating that into their crypto strategies and what they're doing. No one, man. It's like everyone's like, oh, stake everything 5. Don't matter. It's like, come on, bro. Exit liquidity is what you want me to be, bro. But to me, Georgia, condos, like crypto is a wealth creation tool, and real estate is a wealth preservation tool. That's 100% accurate, my friend. 100%. Hex soon, nope, but eventually, yes, with RH back promoting it. Tell you, man, if all 5 of those rocket thrusters kick off 2025, we could see it. Hey, what's up, Neil, for t-shirts, man? What's going on with Tetra, man? I still hold a bag of that. Come on, man. Let's get going. Let's launch that stuff, man. I want some automation. Matty Allen's time pays me is a critical tool for future. Recommended 250 million pulse at lock hard 11 years. I like it, man. Yeah, I like it. Gets out of your hands so that way you don't get temptation. Yeah, I mean, I like his protocol. That's why I sacked a little bit for it that when he did the coin. I mean, nothing crazy. But I like Matty Allen. I like what he does for the community. I don't think he's a scammer like everyone's screaming on Twitter. God, it's ridiculous. The guy does a lot and he runs the conferences. And yeah, dude, no quarrels helping him out a little bit. Hex will make an all-time high. Everything will, but it's not needed. Yeah, it's not needed, man. But man, you want to talk about like rubbing it in the face of haters and really nailing down like, hey, this asset is here now to stay. It would. Cycle's the most important. It's like 100%. Security, I'd argue first, and then cycles. Obviously, you don't have your security in order. There's no point in doing any of this shit. There's just no point. Yes, yep. I don't think he would scam her. Yeah, dude, he's not a scammer, man. Like the whole liquidity thing, he was trying to do the RH, playbook, trying to get a good, nice little pump out of it so he can get the $20. I mean, my opinion, guys. Doesn't matter what my opinion is. I mean, these guys are building. If you don't like them, then don't invest in it. That's fine, right? But I told you a story about it even when I didn't like a guy, and I still invested a little bit in it, and I made money. Like that's a true story, right? And I was able to amplify my pulse bag because I did that. I just saw what was going on, and I knew if I went over there and put a little bit in, that it would grow. And I don't like the founder. Take with that what you want. I'm not here to be right or wrong. I'm here to make money. That's it. And be on this journey with you guys, which you guys make the show. I thank you so much for you coming every day. Appreciate it. Tomorrow, we're going to have Open Mic Friday. Feel free to come one, come all. I love talking anything money. I love talking anything real estate, anything crypto, anything mindset. We could talk about even diet, like I talked a little about earlier today. Some of the stuff I'm doing there. And it's a lot of fun. I love. I've never felt so good. I'm 47, guys, and I've been integrating a lot of, running and working out and diet change. And man, I felt my best at 47, and I'm going to keep it up. So a couple more comments before we hop off. I'm going to go grab some lunch. Yep. I see, dude, if that happens, I don't think it's going to go that high. But man, oh man. You guys are all going to be coming out to Puerto Rico and hanging out on a yacht. We'll be having a good time. Working hard on True DeFi. Okay, Tetra. I know about the Oracle, which is awesome, man. Thank you guys for supplying that, being that the Fetch Oracle thing didn't play out for us. It's awesome to see you guys build this. And I would love to see when everything's launched and going, because I feel like you guys have one of the most innovative projects on Pulse Chain. So, bought 10,000 ink at 4. Oh man, you killed it. You and freaking Burzology, man. I did not buy at 40 cents, although I do own more than 10,000 ink now. This is good. Thank you to the dip that we are experiencing right now. So I'm able to accumulate a nice bag of ink, but yeah, I didn't catch it down there now, 40 cents. I wish I did. I was following the narrative like, oh, it's just a dump token. My freaking ass is a dumb token. I should have known better to not listen to everybody else, the masses. Every time I do, man, I get wrecked. Every time I do. You buy ink every day. I love it. I'm farming it every day. I'm going to make a purchase still next week. Maybe, next week. And ink will be on that purchase. Most important, ink provides the yield for LP. It's going to, I agree, man. I believe that's also one of the reasons why, the wallet that we all love and adore comes over and pumps it, is because, that helps attract other whales, other sharks, even other dolphins, because people are in other ecosystems. They love yield farming. They love passive income. And you can look, hey, this is a 50% APY, 80% APY, 120% APY. Don't you want to make 120% APY? Oh yeah, I do. It's a great carrot. It's a great carrot. So I do believe that carrot will continue to be dangled in front of the crypto space all throughout the cycle. I really do. That's why I do own a okay size bag of ink. It's also why I'm farming it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I could be wrong too. Could be wrong. Maybe all that money should have went into Pulse and Hex. I do have good sized bags of those too. But I own all 4 tickers, and I don't try to guess which one is going to be the winner. And yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah, I love the new stable swap too, man. It's awesome. It just shows that we're still innovating, improving, and we're moving forward in this ecosystem. And on that note, guys, I'm going to peace out. Appreciate you, every single one of you. I'm going to grab some lunch, and I'll see you on tomorrow's show. Open my Friday. And I see 131 of you guys watching. Come over and smash the like and subscribe on the YouTube, so that way you can help boost our algorithm so we can keep bringing the good word of crypto, real estate, personal growth, everything else that we are passionate about all through this cycle. And yeah, guys, also share it on Twitter. You know what I mean? Share the show so we can bring some new audience in. You guys have audience that I don't have, and vice versa. So let's get out there and beat the good word, man. Beat the drum to the good word. So guys, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Peace out.